You don't have to finish every thought you start. You can pause, you can interrupt, you can reset, even mid spiral. Today, I'll show you exactly how. No fluff, just 5 steps that changed how I deal with overthinking in real time. This is the Reset Room. Hi, welcome back to the Reset Room. I'm so glad you're here. This is the space where we press pause on the chaos, the spirals, the self-doubt, and we reset gently but intentionally. Today's episode is for those moments where your mind just won't stop. The loop has started, the same thought over and over again. Maybe it's anxiety, guilt, a what-if scenario. Maybe it's something someone said that you keep replaying. Or worse, something you said that you keep judging. In today's episode, we're diving into something that has changed the game for me. That is, how to break the overthinking loop in real time. You know that mental hamster wheel? You think one thing, then another, then what if, and next thing you know, you've created an entire episode of anxiety in your head, and you're starring in it. I used to live there, rent-free. I'm going to walk you through something I've developed for myself, and now use in my coaching work, called the 5-hour fast reset. It's quick, it's practical, and it brings you back to now. Before we get into it though, I'll share with you a very quick story. See, I was due to give a talk at a conference. Big audience, influential people. I felt the pressure, no doubt. But the night before, I couldn't sleep. Not because of the talk, but because I said something during a meeting earlier that day. It wasn't offensive, it wasn't outrageous, but my mind decided it was worth tearing apart piece by piece. I started asking myself, why did I say it like that? Did they roll their eyes at me for saying that? Was I too blunt? They probably think I'm arrogant now. And then, classic overthinking, I started thinking about the next day's talk. What if I mess it up? What if I forget everything? Why did they even invite me in the first place? And I went on and on and on, and I spiraled till about 3 a.m. I woke up exhausted, and that affected my presence the next day. That was one of the moments that made me realize I needed a reset ritual. Something simple enough to use when my brain felt too loud, too fast, and too much. That's when the 5-hour method was born. See, the fast reset practice, what I do to snap out of that mental hamster wheel, is something that I think will be useful and beneficial to you also. So what is the fast reset practice? Let's break it down step by step, because they are not linear. You can jump between them, but the more you practice, the faster the loop breaks. And so the first R is recognize. And by recognize, I mean catch the loop. See, you can't change what you don't notice. This is where it all begins. You simply call it out. Ah, that is a loop. I'm beginning to spiral. You nip it in the bud. See, you're not trying to solve anything at this stage. This stage is really about becoming aware, acknowledging what is going on or what is about to take place. I'll give an example. You're sitting at your desk, about to send an email, and suddenly you think, ooh, what if they misinterpret this? Should I reword the whole thing? What if it's taken the wrong way? See, right there, at this junction, you pause because you recognize the shift. I was doing fine. Now I'm stuck in what if land. That is the moment where the first R comes into play. You recognize that moment. And here's a mini practical step or action you can perform at this stage. You can say to yourself, this is a loop. I've been here before. I know how to come out. And why does this matter? It matters because recognition turns unconscious spirals into conscious patterns. And conscious patterns are breakable. So the first R is recognize, become aware, and acknowledge it. The second R is root down. Root down. Essentially, return to the body. Now, this second R is essentially you restoring consciousness to the now, to your body. Because overthinking happens when we disconnect from the physical present. The mind begins to float and wander off. So, after recognizing and becoming aware of this, we need to bring it back down. So when the mind floats, bring the body back. Here's a mini reset practice for this. When you find yourself beginning to float away in your thought, if you're sitting already, sit upright. If you're standing, feel your feet touching the floor. And if you're sitting, move your feet. Make sure that you're consciously feeling your toes wiggle on the floor. You're most likely going to be in your shoes. But hey, make sure you feel your toes moving. Wiggle them. And now press your toes firmly slightly on the ground. Right? Now move your fingers as well. Wiggle your fingers. Take a deep breath and exhale slowly. Notice three things around you. Use your sense of sight, sound, and textures. See, all of this might sound fluffy. I appreciate it. It might do. But the aim of these acts is to return to the body and be in the conscious presence. So you might not do it exactly as I've said, but find your own ritual. The essence is bring yourself back to the conscious now. You're permitted to stop that thought and pause. You're allowed to. You're here and you're safe. The fastest way to get out of your head is to get into your body. The third R is reframe. Essentially, shift the lens. So this third R is where now that you're back in the body and conscious presence, you ask yourself, what else could be true? Reframing doesn't mean you're lying to yourself. It means expanding the narrative. Because overthinking often comes from a rigid, fear-based story. I've messed up. They hate me. I ruined everything. So that's the root of overthinking. But you can reframe these same thoughts and questions that you're asking yourself into what's another way to see this? What would I say to a friend in this exact situation? What part of this thought is assumption versus fact? See, a client once told me, I didn't get a reply to my job application. I must have failed. And so I said to the client, how about we reframe that statement and say, it's one outcome. It doesn't define my worth or potential. There could be 100 reasons they didn't reply. So this is redirection. It's not rejection. We're not lying to ourselves. We're not deceiving ourselves. We're just reframing this thought process that could lead us into a spiral. So instead of spiraling out, reframe and ask, is this a thought or a fact? What's the kindest interpretation I can offer myself right now? Instead of, I sounded unprepared, you could try, I contributed. That took courage. And so I want you to remember for this third R, reframing doesn't erase pain. It widens the lens. The fourth R I want us to look at under my 5R reset practice is release. Let that thought pass. You are the sky, the thought is the cloud. Most of us try to fight, suppress, and fix our overthinking. But thoughts are just mental weather. Hence why I said, you are the sky, the thought is the cloud. Let the thought pass like a cloud, not hold you down like a cage. And here's a mini reset practice for this 4th R. Take one big breath in and sigh it out audibly. Like really let it go. Don't hold on to that thought or loop. Say to yourself, I release this loop. I choose presence instead. I release this thought. I return to the now. See, again, all these seemingly fluffy practices, you don't have to do exactly as I suggest. Find your way, find your own mode, your own preferred style. But ultimately, create a practice that helps you to let go, to release these thoughts. Because when I'm stuck in performance anxiety, I visualize the thought leaving like steam from a kettle. See, that mental visualization helps me. The heat's still there, but I don't hold on to it. Okay? The key message here is you don't have to argue with the thought. You just have to let it pass. Like everything that tries to take hold, it might not want to let go easily, which it most likely won't. So it will give you reasons why you should keep it around and dwell on it. But you are in control, and you can choose to let go of that thought, no matter how many times it tries to come back. Remember from our previous episode, it's like you're in a cafe. It's not everyone that walks past that you have to invite in. You choose. And finally, the 5th R, reset. Take intentional action. See, overthinking is motion without movement. Resetting requires action. You're allowed to start fresh, even mid-thought. This is where you shift gears. Not necessarily big actions, just one small intentional thing. Ask yourself, what is one small thing I can do next with intention? It might be standing up, getting a glass of water, or sending that email you've been putting off. Break that spiral. Do something, because action is your exit door. Intentionality is the key. You can choose to stand up and stretch, walk to a window and take a look outside, take one small task and finish it, text someone a kind message, play music, and just move. Whatever you find to do, whatever you have quick access to doing, that can help shift gears. And you might be asking, why does this work? And how does this work? See, it works because it tells your brain we've moved on. We are intentionally leaving this mental hamster wheel and pivoting to a more productive course. One of my favorites is this. I write down one thing I'm grateful for, but I say it aloud because saying it shifts my nervous system. It makes it feel real. One step, one breath, one reset. Now let's do a very quick recap of the 5-hour fast reset. The first hour, recognize, stop the loop. The second hour, root down, come back to your body. The third hour, reframe, shift the meaning. The fourth, release, let the thought pass. And the final hour is reset. Take a small, real-world action. And here's the truth. You still will overthink sometimes. But overthinking doesn't have to own you. You now have tools, a framework, a reset ritual, and with practice, it becomes second nature. If your mind feels heavy today, that's okay. If your thoughts have been loud, that's okay also. What matters most is that you're noticing it. And that's the first reset. You're not weak for spiraling. You're human. And you're strong for pausing, for learning, for resetting. You're doing better than you think. And tomorrow, you'll be even better, more equipped. So here's your invitation this week. Practice the 5-hour reset once a day, just once. And if it's messy, even if you forget a step, don't worry. I still get caught in loops also. The difference is I don't stay stuck in it. And neither should you. You are not broken. Your brain is just busy, but you're still in charge. Remember, the key to breaking from the loop is intentionality. Be intentional about the thoughts you entertain. Be intentional about the thoughts you dwell on. Be intentional about your thoughts. You deserve peace in the present, not just in the future. And the more you practice, the easier it gets. So let's keep growing. Right. If this episode resonated with you, I'll be very grateful if you can like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with someone who needs some peace right now. In the next episode, we'll wrap up the series on overthinking by diving into what overthinking is trying to protect you from. Until then, be intentional with your thoughts. And remember, you don't need to control every thought. You just need to choose which ones get to stay. This is the Reset Room, and I'm glad you're here. See you on the next one.